Human Rights Watch held a press conference earlier today in Bangkok calling for justice to those affected by the political violence in Thailand during the red shirt protests, the rioting and the subsequent military crackdown that ended 2 years ago on May the 19th, saying there can be no reconciliation without establishing the truth about the various violent incidents. A short film was released at the press conference showing the testimonies from the victims and their family members from both sides of the deadly political confrontation 2 years ago, which accounted for the failure by authorities to investigate and prosecute those responsible for abuse and violence. A family member of a red shirt supporter who was killed under mysterious circumstances during the military crackdown also attended the press conference, calling for the truth to be established first before the reconciliation process. Of more than 90 known deaths from the deadly political confrontation, only 16 cases have been sent by the Department of Special Investigation to the prosecutor to launch post-mortem inquests so far, prompting Human Rights Watch, among others, to call for the authority to do more in pursuing the truth and apprehend those responsible for the violence, be they government security forces or other militant groups, or the so-called black shirts who were involved in the clashes. At the same time, Human Rights Watch Asia Director Brad Adams also called on the government to withdraw an amnesty bill submitted to Parliament that would shield and help whitewash all those involved in abuses during the 2010 violence from prosecution. Nobody should be above the law, the Human Rights Watch director said.
Sure. Well, 2 years after the crackdown in Bangkok, when more than 100 people were killed, 2,000 people were injured, not a single person has been convicted of any crime related to it. Even though there is video evidence, there is widespread eyewitness testimony, we've produced a very long report about this. There are official documents showing that human rights abuses were committed, that crimes were committed. No one has been convicted, and now the Parliament is proposing an amnesty bill that would mean that no one will ever be convicted, which means that there will be no justice, and it means that the victims will be forgotten.
According to the Thai Justice Ministry, more than 600 people have been charged for alleged violence and other crimes in connection to the UDD protests. Of those charged, 290 were arrested and 53 of them remain in prison. No soldiers or government officials have been arrested or charged by either the Apisit or Yingluck government.